Pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to some more multiple wheels of steel. So today, I'm actually back here with some more material based off of, well, some events I have done in the state of Carolina. So here comes one that is in fact based off of a Nissan Altima that I was able to get a review of on the same time that I was able to get a review of that 2020 Kia Optima. So please enjoy, if you will. Today, I am back in Greenville, Carolina to showcase the 2022 Nissan Altima. And this vehicle, compared to many other Altima years in production, certainly does have an impressive standpoint amongst those that already exist. Today's Nissan lineup is certainly nothing too special, but back then, it was rather innovative, especially in the mid to late 90s. And the Altima, to this day, is still running in terms of production and in terms of sales, which is an incredible feat to see in terms of economics, as well as the longevity that currently exists in Nissan's model lineup. And so with that in mind, this here is the fob that you use to lock and unlock the vehicle, as well as panic, remote start, and pop the trunk open. So that's pretty much what you'd see there. But for the most part, I'd say, at least in comparison to most other newer sedan models, this one does a rather impressive job in terms of opening itself up. Another really nice thing about this, especially if you remember my review on the 2020 Kia Optima LX, which also took place here in Greenville, Carolina, this does in fact come standard with a safety hatch. This lever you can easily pull back to cause the trunk to pop open in case somebody were to kidnap you by any means. But you can also push down and pull back on these, because what could happen is you can push the seats down like so, and well, this can drastically expand cargo space in the rear. So by any means, like the 2020 Kia Optima LX, it does have some impressive functions in the backside with the trunk and all that good stuff. But going towards the regular order of events, unlocking the vehicle is as simple as pressing on the button and being able to open up the handle like so. And most newer cars would come standard with a smart key access system, which would allow you to easily grip onto the handle and, well, be able to unlock the vehicle without usage of the key fob remotely. But in this case, this does in fact include just that. Getting into the vehicle in comparison to most others is a pretty impressive standpoint. So as you can see here, shuts up nicely, and the ubiquitous design does in fact line up with the interior pretty well. And it's as simple as usage of putting your foot on the brake and pushing the console mounting button to start. As you can see here, there's a pretty unique gauge cluster, which unfortunately is flashing a little bit in this model. So that's a rather unfortunate sign. But in any case, this vehicle does show to have 27,074 miles equipped onto it. 303 miles until the vehicle is needing to have a full gas tank refill, as well as plenty of other unique additions that do come standard with most vehicles nowadays, including the temperature gauge, gas gauge, tachometer, and speedometer. And not to mention a center-mounted backlit LCD display, which does showcase various different functions by usage of a digital interface. And you can in fact fiddle around with this a little bit by simply pushing together on these directional pads, up, down, left, right, volume controls, track forward and reverse, OK button, restart button, and not to mention various other functions, including the telephone controls, which do come standard with this media display that most modern cars do in fact come with at any point in time. So, getting to various other controls that this vehicle comes standard with, you have yourself an automatic transmission with low gear selection. And you also got yourself climate controls, fan speed, temperature, zones, front rear defrost, angulation, recycling usage, and of course you got yourself the combination of various different things out here with standard presets. And so, by any means, I will definitely consider this model to be one of any kind. So, getting to shut this thing off is as simple as that. You also got yourself window controls, window lock, power mirrors. And who could ever forget about the fact that, well, you got yourself the various buttons that do in fact allow for preset trip amounts as well as the lighting. And now let's go ahead and get underneath the hood, because as you can see, this vehicle does in fact have a rather lengthy motor, because in proportion to its own size, underneath the hood you can find a lot of impressive features on this one engine alone. There's a rather large battery, wiper fluid, ACO, which is what I referred to the antifreeze coolant combination, and many more. Of course, we also can't forget about the various hoses, wiring, and other such properties of this one engine alone. And so this is pretty much my quick review of the 2022 Nissan Altima. And a lot of unique things about this vehicle are certainly very much similar or even identical to that of a lot of other vehicles that have currently been out for some time. But this 2022 model is something that I feel like would be worth a pickup indeed. Getting a look at the back seat is also a bit self-explanatory, as it does in fact come standard with the capacity to fit up to 3 people at once, and its rather unique sort of boomerang-esque turn signals and brake signal lights. Everything else is pretty much in place, just the way you might expect it to be. So, signing off for today. With that's pretty much it. But don't worry, some more of this kind of material will soon be available on the channel as well. Do be sure to keep a lookout for more content of this sort. And remember, if you want to see more go down on my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.